Hiya. Um, I have been seeing a quote everywhere and it has inspired me to do a reading for you. Um, it is a quote from Anais Nin, who said, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are." So coming at this from like a vibrational um stance. So it's saying like the lens that you are perceiving the world through is literally muddied by whatever state your energetic being is in, your emotional being is in. So I thought this would be quite fun maybe, healing to explore. So I'm going to break it down by astrological signs. So you're welcome to watch your sun, your moon, your rising, all of them, whichever one feels more resonant, stick with that. If none of them resonate, then the message isn't for you, and that's fine. There may be another reading somewhere on YouTube for you, or one of my readings later on. Okay. Okay, so Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get some cards out. The first card is addressing the question, what is the lens that you are seeing the world through? Okay. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles, Pentacles is the element of earth. So we're dealing with everything to do with your material realm. So this is home, security, finances, career, that kind of thing. And in terms of your position within that, so the king is um at the top of his game, really. If we're thinking of it hierarchically, sort of within the tarot, each suit has a family at the top end, which goes page, knight, queen, king, and the king is full maturity within that element. So the way that you are viewing the world is very much in terms of um yeah, your security and how you are viewed in terms of that. The reason I'm thinking about how you're viewed is because here, like she's wearing like her castle as a crown. So it's like, look at what I've built, look at what I've created, look at what I've accumulated in my life. Um, and obviously that's great, you know, she's doing really well, he's doing really well in the world, but it's seeking validation from outside of yourself to, you know, that pat on the back, pat on the head, pat on the back to say, well done, good job. You know, do you need that from someone else? You know, do you need to constantly be moving through the world waiting for people to give you that well done? Um, or can you self-source that within yourself? Um, so yeah, I think the lens that you are seeing the world through is almost other people's lenses. It's whether you're overly concerned with how other people are perceiving you. It's kind of that keeping up with the Joneses kind of energy. Okay, so I'm gonna see where this came from. Where did this lens come from? Okay, so it's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and see how all these cogs are like interconnecting. She's got a stopwatch here as well. So there's this element of time that it has accumulated over a long period of time. Um, it just feels like it is part of your makeup from everything, all the experiences that you have moved through in your life. It has pushed you to be in this position where you are overly concerned with how everyone is perceiving you rather than being okay with what you've got, kind of thing. It's I suppose it's the way society has developed. You know, and there's no real, well, there is ways of escaping it, but you know, we're all living within this capitalist framework. So yeah, there is, you know, there is outside judgment that you do feel like you have to tick boxes and be like, right, I've met the person, we've got married, we've bought the house, we've got the car, well, I've got the job, I'm moving up the career ladder, I've got some money, I can have kids, and blah 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 blah. I'm ticking it off, and you know, I think there's less of it today that, you know, people with the internet and the ability to see all the different possible ways of living. Um, there is. a break away from this, but a lot of us have still, it's a lot of conditioning to break down, which I think is what this is um expressing here through this card. The thing I want to point out with this is the Wheel of Fortune is within the major arcana. So within the tarot, there's two levels of energies. There's the minor arcana, which deals with day-to-day, mundane kind of stuff, and then the major arcana, which sort of tell of the soul's journey through this lifetime and the lessons you've come here to learn, the people you've come to meet, and the experiences and challenges that will evolve you as an eternal soul in this, eternal life kind of thing. So when they come up in a reading, it says, this is part of your soul path. These are challenges that you are here to overcome, to grow through. So the fact that this is coming up, it's suggesting that, that this is a moment in time to potentially challenge this belief system and this lens that you're seeing the world through, that, there is another way, and there is the possibility for you to self-source this validation and to know that what you have built is enough. If you feel safe and secure and everybody's happy and healthy and thriving within your household, who is anyone else to judge outside of that? And you shouldn't be caring about what anyone else thinks, you know. Um, I'm also drawn, so the Wheel of Fortune is very of the now. So it is 2026 as I'm recording this. 2026 adds up to 10, 226. Is 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune number. So we are in a Wheel of Fortune year. So again, this just feels hugely timely for you. Um, so how can we clean up this lens? Like, have we got any advice from the tarot? As to how we can sort of shift this lens that you're seeing through. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Like the tarot, like it totally it just it says things like it is. It doesn't mess around. So you got the Hanged Man. Okay, so the Hanged Man, its most basic interpretation is changing your perspective. So we can see here the lady is hanging upside down. So obviously she is viewing the world from a completely different angle. So if we're talking about changing your view and the way that you are perceiving reality, the tarot is just saying you just need to change the way that you're perceiving reality. Um, I'm going to read a bit more into it though, obviously. Okay, let's see. Okay, I actually really like how this is depicted. So if you can see here, she's hanging, but all these little birdies are looking at her. But she's so at peace. Like she's got her hands on her heart. She's just like content in her own world. It doesn't matter that all these people are looking at her. She's just like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm hanging upside down. What of it kind of thing. So yeah, I think it is about finding that peace within you that, like I was saying before, that what you have created, and safe in the knowledge that you're good, and everyone in that you care about, anyone that you're responsible for, whether that's people or pets, um that being enough. It's interesting. These are big cards, like the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man, both from the major arcana. So it's important. Like this will be important for you, I think, for your own like inner peace and enjoyment of life in general. Like if you can shift out of caring what other people think. I know it's really easy for me to sit and say this. I am guilty as anyone of having like the fear of judgment. Um, but we'll see what Spirit wants to say in terms of the truth of the situation. Okay, so I'm turning to like an oracle deck for this. So it's from the same artist. It's interesting. Okay, so we got the Sleeping Beauty's dream. Okay, but again, she's got this, the castle's in her hair, so it's still on display. It's still knowing that people are potentially judging it. But I like that this is more higgledy-piggledy. Like this is very prim, very like tidy and presentable. And here she's just like, yeah, I've still got my castle. It's still big and beautiful and houses me and my family and blah blah blah. But it's, it's chaotic and I'm okay showing that. And actually she's holding the little bird here. She's just like, yeah, come see. I am proud of what I've produced, what I've created, the reality that I'm living in. Um, yeah, I really like that it's got the roses all through it as well. Again, it's like blossoming and blooming. It feels abundant in that way. I'm just trying to think of Sleeping Beauty, and the story, but also like she has that really nice dance in the woods with, I'm pretty sure it's Prince Philip, I think his name is, but we won't get there. Um, like is it something like is it a dream is a or wish is a dream that your heart makes or something? Like the little dance, the song. So yeah, I think this is just really about finding peace um within yourself. So in terms of healing, obviously ensuring that your sleep is like optimized. Yeah, I think there's something, if we're thinking about Sleeping Beauty, if we think about the story, so she pricked her finger on the spindle, and then fell into like a collective slumber. Like everyone in the castle fell asleep. It wasn't just her. Um, so again, it's kind of this collective sleep that we're all conditioned to worry about what everyone else is thinking, and that's not the truth. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of what you're doing. All that matters is what you think of what you're creating. And within this dream, it's like, are you content with what you've created? Is this how you want to be living? Is the career that you've built, is the wealth that you're accumulating, is it where you want to be? And if it's not, perhaps spend some time in that imaginal realm. Everything that we have in the world is first created in the imaginal realm before it comes into the material world. So perhaps spend a little bit of time um, with your imagination, doing some, if you like to script things, if you like to journal, perhaps like writing out what's my perfect day, what does it look like from start to finish, before you go to bed at night. I think it's like, is it Neville Goddard talks about is it living, oh, I can't even remember. It's like living the day like now. I can't remember. I shouldn't have even brought it up. But it's to do with like experience it. So before you drop off to sleep, you experience you think about what you want your life to look like. And it's not even just thinking about it and being feeling separate from it. It's like visualize yourself living that life, moving through that day, like experience the feelings there and then as if it's real, and that will naturally, it shifts your vibration. We were talking vibrationally right at the beginning. So yeah, I think we're bringing it right back to that we're on your soul path here. It's like this is an alignment. This is a moment to be addressing these things and reset the bar. What are you striving towards? What is enough for you, regardless of what anyone else wants? And set that bar for yourself and start making the moves towards it. Okay, I hope this is helpful. I hope it's inspiring in some way. Um, yeah, leave me a message. Let's see how you're getting on.